what is the story of us? Oh, I'm glad I got to ask you that question because...
Like the full story? Well, you were there, but...
Was I?
Yeah, I don't know. Been together for 12 years. Mm-hmm. Is it 12 years?
I think it's 10.
It's 10 years.
No,
we've been dating for 10 years. We've known each other for 12, right?
Mm-hmm.
We were best friends for 2 years.
We met at Berklee College of Music.
And you wouldn't date me.
But I think an important thing to say is that we are from the same
right.
suburb in Toronto, never knew each other, and then met in Boston.
In college, we're both from Toronto.
Yeah.
And most famously, you wouldn't date me, and
I had a boyfriend.
It's fine. It's fine.
You had a girlfriend.
I did, and I broke up with her because I fell in love with you. And then, as you know, I waited and waited and waited.
Good things happen to those who wait.
100%.
Look at you now.
I would have kept waiting.
Aww.
No, I would have. It's the best decision ever. So that's the story of us. I met you. You didn't want to date me. You were wrong. Felt like home from the second I met you. That feeling hasn't changed. And now we've like built a home and like children. And it's not like children and children.
And children.
And it's sort of amazing.
3 children.
3.
Wow.
Beautiful kids. What are your 3 favorite memories we share and why do you cherish them?
Oh my God, that's a good one. 3 favorite memories we share. 3 favorite memories. The birth of our children. Well, let me go back a little bit more.
Oh.
I'm gonna go back. When we couldn't, I'm getting
Yeah,
emotional so
okay?
quickly. When we were trying to get pregnant and we had a failed embryo transfer. We had been trying for 2 years and you said, you know what, let's just hit pause on everything. Let's hit pause on work. Let's hit pause on trying to get pregnant. And we went to Greece to get away and regroup and recalibrate. And it actually was one of the best things for me mentally, but also our relationship. Yeah. And I really cherish that time and that space that we created for each other. And then I guess I can end where I started, where it was the birth of our 3 beautiful babies. You're already emotional?
Crying. That's beautiful.
We just started.
I know, I don't talk to it. No, I'm such a suck. No, I remember sitting in Greece. I remember you couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
You could not sleep.
Well, I had a lot on my mind.
Yeah, no shit. And I remember it was like 4 a.m., 3 a.m., and you were like, you can't sleep. I can't sleep. What are we going to do? And I was like, well, we're on vacation. You don't have anything to do. We went to the bar, which is very unlike us.
Yeah.
We had a drink, which was wild. Yeah.
But it's funny that that's a moment I cherish. So you would think we went away and we like cried the whole, like, do you know what I mean?
No,
like we
beautiful.
really turned it into like a time just for us and we put aside all of the shit we were going through. And I think that just that like reset was everything we needed.
100%.
Lo and behold, it took another almost year to like get pregnant. But
and now we got them all. We have a lot of kids.
But now we landed
we have
the
an
plane.
avalanche of children.
Yeah. When have you seen me the most vulnerable? And what did it teach you about loving me?
I'm going to say through the fertility journey, through all of that. I think there's a very specific instance that you know about that we're not going to talk about.
We're not going to talk about it.
But I think about a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. And I think it taught me that you put on a really tough exterior. And so do I. But like, I think that I don't know. I feel like I'm always going to take care of you. I think I've always struck a balance between politeness and generosity spirit and loyalty and all that. But I think it sort of like shifted my entire center to realize that like, oh, the protecting of you and like our eventual family and all that just like from the world is so, it sounds so ominous, but like, do you know what I mean? Like, I think that.
Well, we can't. We're not going to speak about it. We're not going to speak about the situation.
But I think that really like changed my whole thing. And like, I think it's sort of a quote from you, like it made me enter my like, fuck you era. And I think that sort of was like a big, and it took me a long time to like, I feel like I'm fully in it now, but I think that, liberating. But I think.
Would be proud.
Is that who, yeah?
Yes.
But I think that specific instance, like I was sitting on a couch, like it was a very like I have very specific memories. I think it was that whole journey, but I think that what was so interesting about something like that was during that, I think you became so insulated because you protected yourself so much.
I still feel
during that whole
I think I still from that situation
have never recovered.
I've never recovered.
Yeah, I think it like completely shifted like how we go through life.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like we very much have like an outward personality and an internal personality, and I think like the door and the key are shut and locked, and we're very careful. I think we're so careful for literally from the second on. I don't think it's ever been.
Yeah.
What I value most
Protective.
about it is like the protectiveness that doesn't extend to each other. I think it made us stronger.
Yeah.
Like I think we got locked in the room together and just
Yeah.
added the kids and stuff.
Yeah.
But like I think the door is no longer swinging
What's
open.
so interesting because I feel like because we have
it's crazy that we had the same answer.
no, but I think because we have a social presence
Yeah.
online and we are very much ourselves, but I feel like people think they know everything about us.
But they're not.
But they really, truly only know a curated sliver of our life.
Yeah.
And as much as we are open and we are authentic and we are who we are, there's just so much more.
Yeah. I think that content in general, like and all that stuff, like really the artifice of it is so strong, and you can be vulnerable, but you're still choosing how you express your vulnerability.
Yeah.
Like you still are the architect of your own vulnerability.
Yeah. And I think
where you aren't in life. Like life is not.
But you have to protect yourself.
You have to, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Love you.
Love you. What are you hesitant to ask me and why?
Oh, that's easy. Why do you so often get nervous about the rate and the outcome of our success in working together? Because, if I can add like a caveat question, why do you, because you pushed so heavily for us to work together. That was like a big thing for you. You like had this like premonition that when we started working together, we would find success.
Have we?
Yeah, which is so true. But I think you actively doubt it more or more vocally. And I'm just curious, that's my question. Why? I'm curious.
Surprised you're asking
I don't
this
know.
question.
Should I not ask it?
I don't know. I just feel like shit takes so long to materialize, and in our industry specifically, like it's such an old guard industry being theatrical producers, and things just take so long to develop. And I guess when we got into working together and telling stories, I just didn't realize how long things would take. And I feel like the juxtaposition between where I want to be professionally and where we are personally in our life don't match up. Like, I just feel like I want to feel way more settled. I mean, we have 3 kids under the age of 3. Like, it's not a joke. You know?
Yeah.
And I just want to be able to provide everything that they want and deserve. And I see so much of us in them. And if they're anything like us,
we're fucked.
We're fucked.
We're
like
so fucked.
They're gonna,
We're so
have
fucked.
big dreams and
Yeah.
big personalities, and like they're
big personalities.
They already do. And I want to be able to feel like we are more settled in our career instead of constantly building it, which I know is the nature of being an entrepreneur and owning your own business. But I feel like,
do you ever think we'll be settled? I think that should have been the question. Do you ever think like, because I have no doubt in like the level of success, but do you think we will ever feel settled, or that's like against our DNA? I believe in us so much,
but I also feel like there are so many outside factors outside of our control, like not only within our industry, but within the world and how fucked everything is. Like, I believe in us. I know we're gonna land. I know it's gonna be amazing. I still don't know exactly what that's gonna look like, but I still wanna do it together.
Cool. I'll take that as an answer. What is one experience you can't wait for us to share, and why?
Oh, I love that question. That is such a good question. Can I have it as a 3-prong answer?
Yeah. It's just in the small print.
winning a Tony Award for something that we led, produced, and standing on that stage and feeling like we fucking did it.
Yeah.
I say that with confidence.
Cool.
It's gonna happen.
100%.
2, seeing our kids like grow and turn into people. Oh my God, I'm getting emotional. I didn't think I would because I'm such a stone, cold-hearted bitch.
But a self-aware stone cold.
But a self-aware. I'm
So,
really not. I'm
no,
mush.
not at all.
But like just seeing them grow and like having those milestones together and like watching the world through their eyes is
It's already starting. It's crazy.
unbelievable.
It's crazy.
It's like the most wild thing in the entire world.
And they're so cute.
And just like traveling, like just I love just like seeing the world together and like experiencing new things together and experiencing things that we've experienced separately together. And like more importantly, like not just with us, like with our family. Like I'm so excited for them to be old enough to do
Things.
with, you know, like they're so itty bitty right now. Like it's hard to think about.
It's hard to think of them.
Think of them, right? But like even
much
something
of
as like we went to like get bagels with them this morning, which was a block away
So
from our
stressful.
house, and like that was a journey. Like that was
a journey.
that was
the most stressful part of
that
my
was
day.
the most stressful part of our day.
Because they had to walk.
Right. Well, I wanted to give them the opportunity to walk.
They did.
I think they did okay.
They did okay. They did okay.
They did okay, but you know, just really, I don't know, maybe just simple everyday stuff. I just feel like all the little small moments that we have in our house that nobody sees.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's great answers.
They're the best.
Those are really good answers.
Thanks. What do you feel is the next step in our relationship?
A dog. No, I don't want a dog.
We're definitely
We're
not
never
getting a
getting
dog.
a dog. I think, you know what? I think the next big step in our relationship is taking our fuck you energy and putting that into all levels, not just some, not being selective with it, but really just carrying this like stay in your lane with your blinders on towards life. And I think that's sort of like the next step. I must sound like a crazy person, but like, do you know what I mean?
Explaining the FU energy is like just, there's so much,
Noise. There's so much noise at all times about everything.
There's so much judgment. There's
About
so much
everything.
criticism on everything.
level.
Like how you are as a parent, how you are doing this, how you were doing this. Like it's exhausting. And I think that explaining the FU energy is just like really like blocking. Canceling out the noise, staying in your lane, being true to yourself. And you always said something, and I love this is one of my favorite quotes from you, is you have to put your head on the pillow at nighttime. You have to, that. And it's like and when we talk about our business and stuff, it's like we feel like certain people are ahead.
Yeah.
And their style of business maybe, it's true, maybe a little bit more like, it's just different than ours. Some may be softer, some may be harder, some may be this or.
Well, like stay in your fucking lane.
It's just stay
Just
stay in your lane. We want to be true to
it's
ourselves and yeah. What?
If this was our last conversation, what would you never want me to forget?
Oh.
Right.
They do save the best for last. That it was so great. That our love is like actually out of a movie. It is. We're so lucky. Sometimes I feel like people can only dream of our love. Like it's that good. And then I'm a very ugly crier.
No, you're cute. You could never go on The Bachelor.
No, never. I could never go on The Bachelor.
No.
They do so much crying and they're all so put together. Just don't understand. But yeah,
that was good. Just. It was great. It's great.
Like you are my pillar. Why do you love me?
It's a hard question. It's funny. It's like
I hope it's not that hard.
No, it's like you're everything to me. Like I just feel like I literally feel like I don't remember a time in my life without you.
If you enjoyed that conversation in the end and you're wondering how it works, it comes down to the space and the questions that are offered. And we've taken that learning and distilled it down into a book. It's called 12 Questions for Love, a guide to intimate conversations and deeper relationships. You can order your book now, available anywhere you get your books, available in ebook, audiobook, and hardcover. And most importantly, thank you for watching.